Hey, this is Dave. We're here at the LessConf. One of the speakers this morning, Dan Martell from Flowtown. So tell us a little bit, Dan, you talked this morning at length about how to set up a business, and if it's not where it's going, have the courage to pivot or kill it. Or...
Yeah, I appreciate it. So this morning's talk was this concept of lean product development, and my argument was that in today's world of software and kind of technology, it's not if you can build it, it's should you build it. So the idea that learning is actually the killer feature.
Very cool. So you're actually living a little hybrid world. You had an exit in 2008, if I remember all the grilling you took by Steve today.
So when did you sell Spheric?
May of '08.
And why did you sell it?
So I always joke that I had this thing called app envy, right? I was envious of people building products. And you know, a really short, quick story. About halfway through Spheric, we were working with Procter & Gamble, and they asked us to build this thing to help them socialize their tools. And we called it NSOAR. It was Enterprise Social Architecture. And the idea was simple. Is like, we'll take all the event information that was happening in their different tools, SharePoint, time management, whatever, and create what today you guys would call Facebook newsfeed. Right? So this was in 2005. And I was torn because they liked it so much and started showing it to their other peers in their industry that they introduced me to VCs. And they were like, wow, this is so interesting that this is definitely a potential product. And I invested $150,000 of my own money so they paid us to build the framework type stuff, and then we spent more money to integrate like LDAP and other enterprise stuff, because we were going to productize it. And while I was doing that, the service side of the business fell, right? Which if anybody's done consulting and product, you know that when you're focused on one, the other one suffers. Right. And it got to the point where like I was at this like tipping point. And the unfortunate part in my mind is that I got advice from my dad that says, well, do what you know how to do. And I knew how to build a services company. And I essentially took all the hard work we did for NSOAR and said, no, I'm going to focus back on Spheric. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to have an exit in 2 years. So I went back, focused, and did that. And the reality of it is I should have trusted myself enough to go do the other one because I was capable, right? And for me, it's like, do what you love, not what you're good at.
Right.
So that's unfortunately what I learned about doing that. And that's why I got out of Spheric.
So you said that every idea is good. So, I mean, come on. I mean, this just proves what a nice guy you are.
No,
right?
no. See, like, this is the thing. It's like, if you know, I remember there was this company, and Food Spotting, and I saw them pitch at a startup weekend. And on the spot, I said, I'm going to invest in you guys. And, like, that commitment, and I'm not saying that has to be just like, I just think that if everybody just supported everybody, but at the same time, the people receiving the support realize that they could be wrong, and they need to figure it out, every idea is awesome, right? Like, every idea that somebody takes action on is the beginning of something that could be awesome. So I can't comment. Like, I find it weird. I think I was talking with Owen about this. I can't comment on a startup's idea. I don't freaking know their space.
Okay, so I'm actually currently, Alan doesn't even know this, so this is going to be kind of, I'm actually on the side, on my own time, aside from Les, working on a social network for penguins.
Is that a good idea?
Good idea?
I think so. Yeah. But if you think about the concept is
so you're just too nice.
No, if
no, seriously.
But who knows? Like, what if...
No, everyone in the room knows.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe it's not the penguins as your market, but it's horses, right? Like, that's what I'm saying is that you launch the penguin social network, or maybe it's chimpanzees because they're more intelligent, but you could pivot your way into something.
You know, I'm going to write the code so it will work for any animal except humans.
There you go. Maybe that's what you discover when you launch the penguin side. I don't know. But I think...
I'm going to let you off the hook because we've got to move on.
You know, my whole thing is that I like to, anytime somebody asks me to be an advisor, I can't say yes without putting some money in it, because like, I just don't feel that unless your interests are aligned and like you have a vested interest, that taking either equity as compensation to just being an advisor, personal. I mean, some people do it, a lot of people do it. I just thought like, if I believe in it enough to advise, I should have some skin in the game and be rewarded for the upside and the success.
And that's kind of exactly what happened with Flowtown, right?
Absolutely.
So you rolled up and found Ethan as guy with a great idea?
I would say Ethan, yeah, so we kind of got connected together, and then Ethan wanted to do Flowtown, but I hadn't really decided what I want to do next, so I said, you know, I remember him pinning me outside of this like bar we're at, and he's like, I really want to do this, I'm doing this, you know, would you be an investor? And I'm like, I invest in people, and anybody that meets Ethan will know, like, he's just that, you know he's going to succeed no matter what. Like, I don't care if you dropped in the middle of the ice, like the north, whatever, he's going to come out there alive. Like, he's just that kind of guy. So I was like, all right, I'll put some money there. But quickly he kind of said, you know, you're so freaking active, Dan, like either you become full-time or stop telling me what, like in regards to like being really active. And I said, cool, dude, let's do this, co-founder. And then it's been a great relationship since.
That's awesome. Well, tell us a little bit about what Flowtown does. It's I have actually a pretty deep background in direct marketing, so I was looking at your stuff going, ooh, I would have loved that about
absolutely, yeah,
3 years ago.
So kind of feature-wise, what we do is we turn emails into social profiles. So email marketers and small businesses upload their customer lists and their prospects, and we go find all the public data that's available on those emails. So that's the demographic, like age, name, sex, location, occupation, as well as up to 50 different social networks and kind of what they're saying and categorize around that. So it's really useful for, you know, our thing is social marketing or social CRM for online marketers. So a lot of companies use it to understand who their customers are, how do they better engage with those customers, and essentially create campaigns that are highly targeted using the data we find to send those campaigns.
Interesting. So I heard you talk today, there's 6 or 7 different sources, but that's the secret sauce of how you guys kind of assemble all that data.
Yeah, and you know, it changes all the time. I mean, you see things like Facebook launched at F8. So I mean, it's really not about the data. I think data is going to be commoditized. Twitter's going to be opening up their firehose access. Facebook obviously has gone super open, and some people are not happy with that, and I agree with it. So for us, it's really how do we build utility on top of that data for the small business owner. That's really our focus, and honestly been the most challenging thing ever. Like, I would rather a complex algorithm to solve than try to understand how do you build a product for an uninitiated small business owner that has no time, and you got to bring them to some level of gratification or some level of success within your product in 15 minutes. I mean, that's a tough challenge.
There's your startup mantra right there.
Absolutely.
Right? Well, awesome. We appreciate your time today, and have a great afternoon.
Hey, thanks a lot. Cheers.
Thanks.